Hello brains! So I'm standing in a kitchen, which is not something you see very often because this actually really intimidates me. I do like to cook, but if I'm gonna do it, I wanna do it from a recipe so I can make sure it tastes good, and then it's overwhelming because it's a really complicated recipe and there's so many ingredients and I don't obviously have those ingredients because I don't cook often enough, and then I have to go to the store and get all these ingredients, bring them back, and then prep them, and then cook them, and then actually clean up, and by then I've spent $60 and the entire day. And I'm supposed to do this every day? It's like these cooking shows and cookbooks are not designed for the ADHD brain. If only I knew somebody with ADHD who is also comfortable in the kitchen.
Hello! It's me, Hannah.
Hannah, thank you so much for having me in your kitchen.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
How do I feed myself?
Oh, okay. So what is it that intimidates you about cooking and being in the kitchen? Walk me through your kitchen experience.
Okay. All right, so it's like this. I'm hungry. There's nothing to eat. Takeout, or maybe I'll cook something. Ooh, spatchcocking a chicken.
Spatch what?
I'm gonna have to cut out the backbone. First, I need a chicken.
Okay, so first of all, you want to spatchcock a chicken.
Yeah.
What is that? No. I would say the problem is twofold. One, you want to feed yourself, so you're hungry. And two, you want it to be something that maintains your interest. Let me ask you this. Do you think cooking's boring?
No, I think it can be exciting.
It can be exciting,
But
okay.
only if there's like something interesting. Only if there's something interesting about it. Like if I'm gonna learn something new.
Aha! Well, these are the ADHD sound alarms that go off. My friends and loved ones, I too have been like this, wherein a recipe is only interesting if it's novel, only if it's the first time I've ever tried something new. So, I don't know if this is how it is for you, but for me, I wound up with a kitchen full of odds and ends, ricers and spetzel makers, and nothing that was actually useful.
I have arrowroot. I've used it for exactly one recipe.
Until you've built up your confidence in the kitchen, I would say starting from the basics is in your best interest.
But that's boring.
It is boring! So, that's the question for us ADHD minds. How do we make the basics interesting?
Can you?
Yes, you can. You can start by taking basic ingredients and doing them in complicated ways.
Ooh, okay.
Right? See, look, now you're interested, now you're intrigued. Here's something that's helpful for me when I'm trying to control my beautiful ADHD brain. Let's set some limits.
Okay.
If you're gonna make a meal, start just limiting your tools you're gonna be using. A skillet and like a pot, you can make a lot of different things with a single skillet and a pot, right? You can make a lot of different things with just a skillet. Limits will force you to think creatively to problem solve.
Okay.
Okay?
I like this idea of limits. And I can even see how I can turn that into a game where I'm just like, okay, I am going to make food with only these ingredients.
There you go. What's in your fridge? Name 5 things that are in your fridge.
Pickles.
Okay.
Whipped cream.
Okay.
Maraschino cherries. I might have a couple of eggs and a pizza box.
Great, perfect.
No pizza. No pizza.
Are you comfortable in a grocery store?
I treat a grocery store like I treat the internet, where I'm like, what's over here? This looks exciting. I'll put this in my cart.
What was really helpful when I was trying to establish a kitchen that I felt comfortable in was establishing a grocery list that I felt comfortable with. So for me, I always run out of turkey meat. I love having turkey meat. I love having bananas. I love having cheeses, and I love having eggs. So no matter what, I'm gonna go to the grocery store this week and I'm gonna get the stuff I know I'm gonna eat. And then I'm gonna think of my one creative meal.
So then the big question is like, what do I put on my basics list, and like, how do I figure out what to make from that?
Great, let's answer that question. I will get a pen and paper and we'll start making your basics list.
Oh, this is exciting.
You have any feedback?
No.
Okay, hey, what are you doing?
Nothing. I didn't just think of a recipe that needs a whisk.
No. Okay, Jessica, kitchen basics. Question number 1. Are you a meal person or a grazer?
Grazer.
You're a
for
grazer.
sure. Yeah, I could live on trail mix.
Trail mix. Do you like trail mix?
Sometimes. Like, you can tell I don't want to commit.
I can.
I'm just like, I don't know what I
can.
can cook with trail mix. I don't want to commit it to my basics.
Can you guys
list.
graphically tick off like every ADHD stopping point? So you have to remember this is temporary. Buying trail mix once doesn't mean that you're gonna buy trail mix every single time you go, because hey, guess what? If you don't eat it, you don't need to buy it again.
Ooh, that's
if you
brilliant.
do run out of it, then maybe it should be something you always get.
I like it.
Yeah.
So let's do nuts and raisins. I like
So
this.
you like nuts and raisins.
Yes.
It's dinner time and you have everything that you need and you want to make something, but you don't want to wash a lot of dishes. What are you gonna make?
I have everything I need.
Yeah, you have everything you need.
I would probably look up a new and interesting recipe.
Okay, back up. Your kitchen's totally empty.
Okay.
But you don't have any time to learn something new. What is something that you're gonna make just to be a crowd pleaser?
Well, if it's totally empty, then I have nothing to make.
Here we go. You mentioned pasta earlier. Would you say that jarred red sauce is something that you like having in your kitchen?
Yeah.
Great, so let's just start with that.
But I'm usually out of it.
You're usually out of it. Isn't that a good reason to put it on your staples list?
It is. Yes, it is.
Hey. So you like red sauce, ground turkey, pasta.
Do you put stuff on the list that you already have?
For this purpose of this exercise, we are putting stuff on the list that we already know you will eat.
So are you saying that a good way to start a basics list is write down things that you already would know what to do with to turn it into food?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look, are you starting to see the method to the madness?
This.
Do you eat any fruit? Do you ever find yourself grabbing stuff?
Bananas and
are
little
great.
cuties.
And cuties.
Apples and peanut butter.
Apples and peanut butter. Peanut butter is great. It'll last a long time.
Okay.
So this list, nuts and raisins, red sauce, ground turkey, pasta, bananas, cuties, apples, peanut butter. This is already a grocery trip.
It's a grocery trip, but here's the thing. Except for the one thing that I know how to make, everything else is snacks.
That's fine because you're a grazer.
Oh.
Hi, my name is...
So being a grazer is okay.
Yeah! 90% of the stuff on my grocery list, my basics grocery list, is grazer food, except for the meals that I want to make. And that is when I go to the grocery store for the ingredients for the meal. If I'm going to the grocery store to get my basics, I'm not making my big meal. The basic grocery list is not about meal prep. The basic grocery list is about you not being hungry when you're in your house. If you have apples and cheese or peanut butter or tortillas always available, you're not gonna have so much pressure on your meal. You have to understand you're cooking for pleasure. Think of your meal as an event. You're throwing an event for yourself. It's okay to spend one day cooking a meal because that's where you're at right now.
So I just get to be me?
You get to be you. So first step, acceptance, you know? But I really mean it. Accept that it's gonna be an event. If you're gonna spend half a day cooking, that's where you're at right now. And slowly but surely, the familiarity of these tasks will start to shorten the amount of time you spend on them.
So you're basically saying separate feeding yourself from cooking.
Yes. That is exactly what I'm trying to say. Yes. I'm so happy. And how are we gonna do that?
I don't remember.
I'll tell you right now. By having a basic grocery list, by getting your basic grocery list, and when you go out to make a meal, thinking of it as an event, giving yourself the permission to take as long as you need because you're not gonna be super hungry when you get home. Because if you are, then you have basics that you know how to use and you can just eat something.
This almost feels too simple.
I know it's simple, but you will make it hard.
I will. Last question.
Yes.
Cleanup.
Never heard of it.
Hannah, thank you so much for being here and sharing all of this advice with all these brains. I love the way you think. If you guys are interested, also like how Hannah thinks, I believe you have a book.
I do! Oh my goodness! This is Buffering Unsure Tales of a Life Fully Loaded. There's an entire chapter in here about my journey discovering I had ADHD. The chapter's called Hocus Pocus. And talk about medication, therapy, etc., etc. So you can get this at bufferingbook.com. And thank you so much for having me.
As always, thank you to my brain advocates and all my Patreon brains for making collabs like this possible. If you haven't seen it yet, we made you guys a special Patreon video with Hannah where she answered your questions. Check it out, and I'll see you next week.
Bye, brains! Ooh, the commitment on this one.
I'm committed.
Hey, if you want to see Hannah and I talking about fidget toys, check out this snazzy video on her channel. Click all the things and subscribe. Not the dislike, everything but the dislike.